All right, I think we are good and live, and welcome and happy Monday. Let's make sure we are good to go. Yeah. All right, happy Monday, everyone. I am thrilled to have Sarah here with us today. Sarah is a Loyo Method graduate and alumni in our program. She is someone who, well, I'll let her tell you her story, but she wants to tell her story. We're going to chat a little bit today. She's from Canada, is a mom, is a pharmacist. She works full time. She's a coffee drinker like me and loves all the things, and just came to lose some weight and have some better energy and wanting extra time for herself and, prioritizing herself. And I'll let you kind of tell the whole story, but those are some of the things that I remember that, originally we discussed way back in, goodness, when was it? Last fall at some point, probably like in October or so. So welcome, Sarah. Tell everyone a little bit about you, and so we can just get to know you and take it away.
Well, I work full time as a pharmacist, as you have said. Most of my days have been super, super busy. I have obstacles like I don't have any time for myself. I am always taking care of others. No one's taking care of me. I wanted to flip that. I was exhausted all the time, and I was just tired of feeling tired. And that's really primarily why I got involved with the YOLO method. And I just really wanted to not be exhausted all the time. And I wanted to prioritize myself and make sure that the choices I was making as far as food were going to benefit me and not really hold me back.
Amazing. All right. So tell me, if you recall, some of the biggest challenges that you were having and some of the goals that you had. And I know we do a lot of work in like goal setting, and goals change over time, right? Like, we can make and achieve certain goals. Maybe they're short-term goals and they get us to the next level of goals, right? So originally, what would you say your biggest challenges were and some of the goals that you did have for yourself?
I definitely wanted to lose some weight. I definitely I kind of had that perfectionist attitude where if I slipped up or if I felt like I was maybe not doing something exactly right, then I would have to start again. And I just wanted to really get rid of that. I wanted to make sure to find time for myself. That was a big goal. And just wanted to get rid of those cravings too, because I had some of those cravings in the evening time, and I would just be snacking in the evening time, and it wasn't really doing me any good. So
Got it. So let's explore the journey. So, you and I spoke last October, and I know there were definitely things that were holding you back from either sort of, achieving some of these goals on your own, or just even holding you back from venturing down this road in this journey. And I know fear was one of them.
oh, totally.
and some worries around various aspects of fear, and like you said, support and self-care and even finances. Like, tell us a little bit about your fears.
Well, the biggest thing is that I just didn't want to fail. I felt like this is way too hard. I'm not going to be able to stick with it. I've tried this, that, and the other, and I haven't been able to stick with something long term. And why is this going to be different? That was the biggest fear. And cost is a big thing. Cost is usually a big factor in anybody's life. Finances are tight for a lot of people right now, and including myself. And that was a big thing too, is can I really justify spending all this money on me? When typically I would not. I would, most of my time and effort and finances would go to my family, or would go to my daughter, or it would not go on me. And it just felt weird, and it felt like unnatural to do that.
Well, I can tell you that, and I tell this to women almost every single day, that, 99.9% have that same fear, right? It's either the fear of failure, the fear of, putting themselves first for the first time, like actually investing in themselves, right? No matter what the cost. Sometimes it's like, I'm not going to invest in a $5 latte because I'm not worth it. Or and it can be anything from a few bucks to thousands of dollars, anywhere in between. It's really hard, I think, sometimes for us to just justify, or am I worth it? Am I deserving? I'm a mom. I put my family first, right? And I think that there's this balance where we can have both. And we can put ourselves first and still put our family first. And tell me a little bit about how you were able to lean into that fear. And
I'm sorry, I have a visitor. Come here.
good morning. See, this is it. This is mom life, right? Good morning.
Go back to dad, okay, and go get dressed, please. Okay. Yeah. You need to get dressed because you need to go to school soon, sweetheart. No, I don't want to go to school.
So for those who have toddlers, we can totally appreciate this, and we give Sarah grace, because this is toddler life, right? This is mom life with little kids, and it's early morning where Sarah is right now.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. Sweetheart, you need to go with dad now, please. Okay. Dad. Okay, just give me 1 sec.
No worries, guys. All right. So if you do have kids, I think you guys can totally appreciate this. Because my little ones stomp on my head all day long, and they come into my office, and it's kind of nice, right? Like, it's kind of nice sometimes, especially if you work from home and, you have the little ones, and it's totally cool, and no worries. So no worries.
I can close the door and hide, and she found me. So
there's no escaping. There's no escaping them. It's totally fine.
I
mean, we could do it there too. It's totally cool. So tell me a little bit about what allowed you to lean into your fears.
It got to that point last fall where I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I need to just jump in and I just need to do it, just let go. And yeah, it's going to be crazy, and it's going to be scary, and I just need to completely let go and just give in. And it caused me a lot of anxiety to start. But I think that's maybe why I had a little bit of gut issues with the first little bit, but my anxiety actually has improved from this program, and it's just done so many great things for me.
Amazing. It's the ability to lean into that fear that allows you to come out safely the other side. And I think that's, and I want to talk about that, and some of the things that you have experienced and some of the things that you're most proud of. But I want to just nail that home is that, if anyone's watching, whoever's watching, or the women that, this may resonate with, is that the fear is so normal, right? It's not that you, Sarah, are unique, that you are, the only one who has this immense amount of fear and nervousness and, anxiety and skepticism and all of those feelings, all of that, like those crazy emotions all bottled up that, that's not unique. And it means that most people do. When you are feeling so sick and tired of feeling like crap, or having the yo-yo diet roller coaster, or the low energy, or the emotional eating, or the cravings, and you're just like, I don't know, like there's so much fear there, and it's overcoming it. And if anyone's been to the challenge, the 5-day challenge that we had a couple of weeks ago, we spent a whole day on fear. I talk a lot about fear. You can even search the term fear. If you go to the little magnifying glass up in the Love Yourself training group right here, and you type in fear, there's going to be a plethora of content and posts and resources and Facebook Live trainings on this topic, because it's so real. And it resonates with so many people that, I'm curious, you guys can pop it in the comments, like, who has the fear? What are your fears? Right. And I'm curious to know what they are. Okay. So Sarah, so you leaned into the fear and you were having a lot of like emotions around that, and you came and joined us. And tell me, what, and I put it a little bit of subject line as far as some of your successes that I wanted to highlight, but what would you say, your biggest wins and successes were, throughout the course of your experience in this program together?
I have almost 100% given up nighttime snacks. Like, sometimes in the evening time, I'll have a glass of or a cup of herbal tea, or even just like a little something, just because I'm hungry. It's because I'm hungry. It's not because I'm just like sitting there in front of the TV and wanting to eat something for no reason. So that's been a great thing. I've noticed that, like, I've lost almost 20 pounds. Like, I've lost 18 pounds so far since October. I think alongside that, it was around 9.5 inches. My skin's really gotten a lot better. My mood's gotten a lot better. My sleep's gotten better. And just my whole general energy level has gotten a lot better. I don't try and sneak food anymore, which I don't know if anybody else can resonate with that, but it's like when you feel like it's not going to be great for you, but you want it anyway, and it's like, well, if anyone sees me with this, then they're not going to be super happy, or they're going to think, you shouldn't be eating that, and so you kind of sneak and you hide with it, and I don't do that anymore. So
And then the guilt, and then those feelings of guilt, right?
The guilt, exactly. It's so real.
That's amazing. I mean, that's awesome. That's really awesome. And I do want to say one thing is that you have showed up for yourself. And that's really important here in this journey. Like, it's so important when you are ready to make changes to your life in that super scary emotional state of fear, and to get through it, you showed up for yourself. So you committed to you, and you did it, and you did the work, and you showed up, and you and I have had so many discussions around various areas of your life that, apply to making these lifestyle changes and these habit changes that have, allowed you to achieve this type of success. So I want to commend you, because you've showed up for you. And that's the number one. And you've been able to embrace that notion of being able to do that, to show up for yourself, So I want to give you major kudos for that. What celebrate that and think about that and give yourself the opportunity to really celebrate you. And I hope that everyone here can join me in that celebration and really give Sarah, some major kudos, because she really did it. She did an amazing job of, putting herself first. But that comes without neglecting other people. It comes with putting yourself first. Doesn't mean you're putting yourself solely on you. It means you're able to put yourself first while also still tending to your little one and having a spouse and having a job and doing the things that you love and still taking care of the house and getting out there and shoveling in all that Canadian snow and you can be the rock star multi-superwoman hero and still put yourself first.
Thankfully, we don't have any
more. So basically what?
We don't have any more snow, thankfully.
All good things, although I think it's gonna snow in New Jersey today, but that's neither here nor there. But like people, that self-care is so important. And I know that you've really been able to do that. And I want to just, you wrote to me about maybe a month or so ago. And you said, one of your aha moments, I just want to share this because you said, towards the beginning, right, when you were making food changes, and you said, it made me aware of just how much I was addicted to sugar and how bad my eating habits really were. And sometimes we don't even realize that. Right? We can start to make some simple shifts in our nutrition and be like, whoa, right? Whoa, like what? Wow. That was a crazy craving, or that was a crazy addiction, or I didn't even realize, or we think we know what we're doing. We think that we're eating healthy, right? We think we're making good choices, and that may or may not have been you, but I think that happens a lot of times. We think we're doing so good, but maybe we're mindlessly eating and we don't realize, when we're not intentional about our choices, we actually really don't realize what we're actually eating throughout the day, or how much, or of what types, or, oh, it was a little of this or a little of this. And all of those little things added up to be so much more. And I think that was really cool that you actually had that intention of being super aware of what sugar was actually doing to you and how that was affecting you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the first little bit with just eliminating that was super, super rough on me, but it's coming through the other side has leaps and bounds better. I don't take any sugar in my coffee anymore.
I will
coffee.
Cheers to that. Cheers
I
to
have
you.
a splash of milk in there, and that's it. And if there's any sugar in there now, it's that's really, really sweet, and I don't like it anymore.
Isn't that crazy?
It's really weird.
It's crazy somehow. People, I used to take my coffee with French vanilla creamer, that. I forget the brand, but it's that that super, super, super sweet French vanilla creamer. It's all sugar and cream and I could only take it that way. And just slowly over time, when you start to remove certain things and you start to make changes to your nutrition, and listen, that doesn't mean that we don't have to enjoy indulgences. And my son's birthday was this week, and you sure as hell bet I had, cake or ice cream or whatever else we were having going on this week. And so that's okay. And, it doesn't mean it has to happen every day, multiple times a day, right? There's a difference. And when it does, it's whoa, right? Your taste buds change. So it's really a cool thing that happens. Sarah, before we sort of wrap up, because this has been really great chatting with you. Tell me, or tell everyone. So I do this to show women in this group what's really possible for them, right? You're someone who's an extremely, extremely busy mom, who has a lot going on in her life, between your children and your life and your personal life and your job and your very busy job. And you're constantly on your feet and running around all day, right? taking calls like from work and like hopping it, like, you really did show up for yourself. Right. So you're like super, super busy. And I think that's one thing that is scary for women is like, busyness also can sometimes get in the way and be another fear. And, for those women, right, those women who are like so busy, or those women who resonate with your story, as far as some of those fears of failing and fears of, doing something different that may actually be the solution for them, what what advice do you have for them? Like, what would you tell someone who is like yourself, who is sort of sitting here, like listening to you and being like, like I resonate with what you're saying?
Well, I mean, at the beginning, I was thinking, geez, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to dedicate, you know, this just time for myself. I don't have time for that. But, as uncomfortable as it was to sort of let go of some of the control, because I think I do like to be in control a lot of the time too. It was uncomfortable for the first little bit, but it was so good. Like once I actually got like even like half an hour to myself today in the day, half an hour, that's all I really needed, just to take a bath or just to kind of just be by myself without anybody else, that I wasn't like prepping a meal, that I wasn't getting somebody else's lunches ready for the next day, that I wasn't, doing this and that, or cleaning my house or getting something done that it was not directly benefiting me. Like just having that little bit of time to decompress and relax, like just forcing myself to let go of that control, let go and just be for that little bit of time was so powerful. And I just needed it. And that's, I think, the bit that kind of just pushed me over the edge and just really catapulted me into this program. Like it really hard to describe, but it almost gave me more momentum to really prioritize myself. Like once you kind of get a little taste of it, then it's like, oh, this is great, I want more. And then you kind of do more. So
I love it. I love it. Is there anything else that you want to share, to the members of the group here? There's quite a few people. There's people live. There's people that watch these replays. There's like 4,000 people in the group. Like anything else that you want to share with them about, your experience, or anything else that you would tell them?
I just want to say that this group and that the coaching with you have just impacted me so much. Even just the support from the other ladies in the group has been fantastic. There's no judgment there. Nobody is looking at you like, gee, why did you do that? Or putting any judgment towards you. They're super supportive. And you especially work really just one-on-one with each of us, and cater to exactly what our life is going through. So it's really personal, and it can just kind of mold to whatever our life is or whatever we need is, and it's just really unlike anything else, and it's just impacted me so much. And that's another reason why I wanted to become part of the alumni, is because I felt like, look at what I've done so far, but look at how much more I can do. And I just really wanted to give myself more of that.
It's awesome. That's awesome. I'm so thrilled for you, Sarah. It's such a pleasure. It's such an honor. It really is. It really is an honor to, have the experience to work with you. Like I said, you showed up for you, and that's really most important. And, I think if anyone is willing to commit to themselves and bet on themselves and show up for themselves, that's the biggest piece of the puzzle. But thank you so much for sharing your story. And, congratulations on all of your tremendous successes. It's such a pleasure. And I hope that everyone can join me in just a huge congratulations to Sarah, because she just rocked it. And thank you for being willing to come on over here and Love Yourself journey. And we will chat soon. But thank you so much, Sarah. Have a great, great week. And we'll talk
Thanks.
soon. You're very welcome.